Welcome to my videos. Amazon AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner Set 3. Which AWS service can be used to decouple applications? A. AWS Config. B. Amazon Simple Queue Service, Amazon SQS. C. AWS Batch. D. Amazon Simple Email Service, Amazon SES. Correct answer, B. Which disaster recovery option is the least expensive? A. Warm Standby. B. Multisite. C. Backup and Restore. D. Pilot Light. Correct answer, C. Which type of AWS storage is ephemeral and is deleted when an Amazon EC2 instance is stopped or terminated? A. Amazon Elastic Block Store, Amazon EBS. B. Amazon EC2 Instance Store. C. Amazon Elastic File System, Amazon EFS. D. Amazon S3. Correct answer, B. Which of the following is a characteristic of the AWS account root user? A. The root user is the only user that can be configured with multi-factor authentication, MFA. B. The root user is the only user that can access the AWS Management Console. C. The root user is the first sign-in identity that is available when an AWS account is created. D. The root user has a password that cannot be changed. Correct answer, B. A company hosts an application on an Amazon EC2 instance. The EC2 instance needs to access several AWS resources, including Amazon S3 and Amazon DynamoDB. What is the most operationally efficient solution to delegate permissions? A. Create an IAM role with the required permissions. Attach the role to the EC2 instance. B. Create an IAM user and use its access key and secret access key in the application. C. Create an IAM user and use its access key and secret access key to create a CLI profile in the EC2 instance. D. Create an IAM role with the required permissions. Attach the role to the administrative IAM user. Correct answer, A. Which of the following is a component of the AWS Global Infrastructure? A. Amazon Alexa. B. AWS Regions. C. Amazon Lightsail. D. AWS Organizations. Correct answer, B. What is the purpose of having an Internet gateway within a VPC? A. To create a VPN connection to the VPC. B. To allow communication between the VPC and the Internet. C. To impose bandwidth constraints on Internet traffic. D. To load balance traffic from the Internet across Amazon EC2 instances. Correct answer, B. Which AWS service allows users to download security and compliance reports about the AWS infrastructure on demand? A. Amazon GuardDuty. B. AWS Security Hub. C. AWS Artifact. D. AWS Shield. Correct answer, C. A pharmaceutical company operates its infrastructure in a single AWS region. The company has thousands of VPCs in various AWS accounts that it wants to interconnect. Which AWS service or feature should the company use to help simplify management and reduce operational costs? A. VPC Endpoint. B. AWS Direct Connect. C. AWS Transit Gateway. D. VPC Peering. Correct answer, D. A company is planning an infrastructure deployment to the AWS Cloud. Before the deployment, the company wants a cost estimate for running the infrastructure. Which AWS service or feature can provide this information? A. Cost Explorer. B. AWS Trusted Advisor. C. AWS Cost and Usage Report. D. AWS Pricing Calculator. Correct answer, D. Which AWS service of tool helps to centrally manage billing and allow controlled access to resources across AWS accounts? A. AWS Identity and Access Management, IAM. B. AWS Organizations. C. Cost Explorer. D. AWS Budgets. Correct answer, B. Which of the following are Amazon Virtual Private Cloud, Amazon VPC, resources? A. Objects, Access Control Lists, ACLs. B. Subnets, Internet Gateways. C. Access Policies, Buckets. D. Groups, Roles. Correct answer, B. A company needs to identify the last time that a specific user accessed the AWS Management Console. Which AWS service will provide this information? A. Amazon Cognito. B. AWS Cloud Trail. C. Amazon Inspector. D. Amazon Guard Duty. Correct answer, B. A company launched an Amazon EC2 instance with the latest Amazon Linux 2 Amazon Machine Image, AMI. Which actions can a system administrator take to connect to the EC2 instance? Choose 2. A. Use Amazon EC2 Instance Connect. B. Use a Remote Desktop Protocol, RDP, connection. C. Use AWS Batch. D. Use AWS Systems Manager Session Manager. E. Use Amazon Connect. Correct answer, A, C. A company wants to perform sentiment analysis on customer service email messages that it receives. The company wants to identify whether the customer service engagement was positive or negative. Which AWS service should the company use to perform this analysis? A. Amazon Textract. B. Amazon Translate. C. Amazon Comprehend. D. Amazon Recognition. Correct answer, C. What is the total amount of storage offered by Amazon S3? A. 100 megabytes. B. 5 gigabytes. C. 5 terabytes. D. Unlimited. Correct answer, D. A company is migrating to Amazon S3. The company needs to transfer 60 terabytes of data from an on-premises data center to AWS within 10 days. Which AWS service should the company use to accomplish this migration? A. Amazon S3 Glacier. B. AWS Database Migration Service, AWS DMS. C. AWS Snowball. D. AWS Direct Connect. Correct answer, C. What type of database is Amazon DynamoDB? A. In-memory. B. Relational. C. Key value. D. Graph. Correct answer, C. A large organization has a single AWS account. What are the advantages of reconfiguring the single account into multiple AWS accounts? Choose 2. A. It allows for administrative isolation between different workloads. B. Discounts can be applied on a quarterly basis by submitting cases in the AWS Management Console. C. Transitioning objects from Amazon S3 to Amazon S3 Glacier in separate AWS accounts will be less expensive. D. Having multiple accounts reduces the risks associated with malicious activity targeted at a single account. E. Amazon QuickSight offers access to a cost tool that provides application-specific recommendations for environments running in multiple accounts. Correct answer, A, C. A retail company has recently migrated its website to AWS. The company wants to ensure that it is protected from SQL injection attacks. The website uses an application load balancer to distribute traffic to multiple Amazon EC2 instances. Which AWS service or feature can be used to create a custom rule that blocks SQL injection attacks? A. Security groups. B. AWS WAF. C. Network ACLs. D. AWS Shield. Correct answer, B. Which AWS service provides a feature that can be used to proactively monitor and plan for the service quotas of AWS resources? A. AWS Cloud Trail. B. AWS Personal Health Dashboard. C. AWS Trusted Advisor. D. Amazon CloudWatch. Correct answer, D. Which of the following is an advantage that users experience when they move on-premises workloads to the AWS Cloud? A. Elimination of expenses for running and maintaining data centers. B. Price discounts that are identical to discounts from hardware providers. C. Distribution of all operational controls to AWS. D. Elimination of operational expenses. Correct answer, A. Which design principle is included in the operational excellence pillar of the AWS well-architected framework? A. Create annotated documentation. B. Anticipate failure. C. Ensure performance efficiency. D. Optimize costs. Correct answer, B. Which AWS services offer gateway VPC endpoints that can be used to avoid sending traffic over the Internet? Choose 2. A. Amazon Simple Notification Service, Amazon SNS. B. Amazon Simple Queue Service, Amazon SQS. C. AWS Code Build. D. Amazon S3. E. Amazon DynamoDB. Correct answer, B, D. Which of the following is the customer responsible for updating and patching, according to the AWS Shared Responsibility Model? A. Amazon FSx for Windows File Server. B. Amazon Workspaces Virtual Windows Desktop. C. AWS Directory Service for Microsoft Active Directory. D. Amazon RDS for Microsoft SQL Server. Correct answer, B. Who has the responsibility to patch the host operating system of an Amazon EC2 instance, according to the AWS Shared Responsibility Model? A. Both AWS and the customer. B. The customer only. C. The EC2 hardware manufacturer. D. AWS only. Correct answer, B. A company is using an Amazon RDS DB instance for an application that is deployed in the AWS Cloud. The company needs regular patching of the operating system of the server where the DB instance runs. What is the company's responsibility in this situation, according to the AWS Shared Responsibility Model? A. Open a support case to obtain administrative access to the server so that the company can patch the DB instance operating system. B. Open a support case and request that AWS patch the DB instance operating system. C. Use administrative access to the server, and apply the operating system patches during the regular maintenance window that is defined for the DB instance. D. Establish a regular maintenance window that tells AWS when to patch the DB instance operating system. Correct answer, B. Why is an AWS well-architected review a critical part of the cloud design process? A. A well-architected review is mandatory before a workload can run on AWS. B. A well-architected review helps identify design gaps and helps evaluate design decisions and related documents. C. A well-architected review is an audit mechanism that is a part of requirements for service-level agreements. D. A well-architected review eliminates the need for ongoing auditing and compliance tests. Correct answer, B. A company implements an Amazon EC2 auto-scaling policy along with an application load balancer to automatically recover unhealthy applications that run on Amazon EC2 instances. Which pillar of the AWS well-architected framework does this action cover? A. Security. B. Performance efficiency. C. Operational excellence. D. Reliability. Correct answer, D. Which AWS Cloud benefit is shown by an architecture's ability to withstand failures with minimal downtime? A. Agility. B. Elasticity. C. Scalability. D. High availability. Correct answer, D. Under the AWS Shared Responsibility Model, which task is the customer's responsibility when managing AWS Lambda functions? A. Creating versions of Lambda functions. B. Maintaining server and operating systems. C. Scaling Lambda resources according to demand. D. Updating the Lambda runtime environment. Correct answer, A. What does the AWS Concierge Support Team provide? A. A technical expert dedicated to the user. B. A primary point of contact for AWS billing and AWS support. C. A partner to help provide scaling guidance for an event launch. D. A dedicated AWS staff member who reviews the user's application architecture. Correct answer, A. A company needs to generate reports that can break down cloud costs by product, by company-defined tags, and by hour, day, and month. Which AWS tool should the company use to meet these requirements? A. Reserved instance utilization and coverage reports. B. Savings plans utilization reports. C. AWS budgets reports. D. AWS cost and usage reports. Correct answer, D. A company has a serverless application that includes an Amazon API Gateway API, an AWS Lambda function, and an Amazon DynamoDB database. Which AWS service can the company use to trace user requests as they move through the application's components? A. AWS CloudTrail. B. Amazon CloudWatch. C. Amazon Inspector. D. AWS X-Ray. Correct answer, D. A company needs to set up a petabyte scale data warehouse in the AWS Cloud. Which AWS service will meet this requirement? A. Amazon DynamoDB. B. Amazon RDS. C. Amazon Redshift. D. Amazon Elasticache. Correct answer, C. A company needs to design an AWS disaster recovery plan to cover multiple geographic areas. Which action will meet this requirement? A. Configure multiple AWS accounts. B. Configure the architecture across multiple availability zones in an AWS region. C. Configure the architecture across multiple AWS regions. D. Configure the architecture among many edge locations. Correct answer, B. A company needs to design an AWS disaster recovery plan to cover multiple geographic areas. Which action will meet this requirement? A. Configure multiple AWS accounts. B. Configure the architecture across multiple availability zones in an AWS region. C. Configure the architecture across multiple AWS regions. D. Configure the architecture among many edge locations. Correct answer, C. Which of the following is a benefit of moving from an on-premises data center to the AWS Cloud? A. Compute instances can be launched and terminated as needed to optimize costs. B. Compute costs can be viewed in the AWS Billing and Cost Management Console. C. Users retain full administrative access to their compute instances. D. Users can optimize costs by permanently running enough instances at peak load. Correct answer, A. In which ways does the AWS Cloud offer lower total cost of ownership, TCO, of computing resources than on-premises data centers? Choose 2, A. AWS replaces upfront capital expenditures with pay-as-you-go costs. B. AWS is designed for high availability, which eliminates user downtime. C. AWS eliminates the need for on-premises IT staff. D. AWS uses economies of scale to continually reduce prices. E. AWS offers a single pricing model for Amazon EC2 instances. Correct answer, B and C. Which AWS service monitors AWS accounts for security threats? A. Amazon Guard Duty. B. AWS Secrets Manager. C. Amazon Cognito. D. AWS Certificate Manager, ACM. Correct answer, A. Which benefit is included with an AWS Enterprise Support Plan? A. AWS Partner Network, APN, support at no cost. B. Designated support from an AWS Technical Account Manager, TAM. C. On-site support from AWS engineers. D. AWS Managed Compliance as Code with AWS Config. Correct answer, B. Which task does AWS perform automatically? A. Encrypt data that is stored in Amazon DynamoDB. B. Patch Amazon EC2 instances. C. Encrypt user network traffic. D. Create TLS certificates for users' websites. Correct answer, A. Which AWS service or tool can a company use to visualize, understand, and manage AWS spending and usage over time? A. AWS Trusted Advisor. B. Amazon CloudWatch. C. Cost Explorer. D. AWS Budgets. Correct answer, C. A company wants to deploy some of its resources in the AWS Cloud. To meet regulatory requirements, the data must remain local and on-premises. There must be low latency between AWS and the company resources. Which AWS service or feature can be used to meet these requirements? A. AWS Local Zones. B. Availability Zones. C. AWS Outposts. D. AWS Wavelength Zones. Correct answer, A. A company requires an isolated environment within AWS for security purposes. Which action can be taken to accomplish this? A. Create a separate availability zone to host the resources. B. Create a separate VPC to host the resources. C. Create a placement group to host the resources. D. Create an AWS Direct Connect connection between the company and AWS. Correct answer, B. Which AWS service is a highly available and scalable DNS web service? A. Amazon VPC. B. Amazon CloudFront. C. Amazon Route 53. D. Amazon Connect. Correct answer, C. Which of the following is an AWS best practice for managing an AWS account root user? A. Keep the root user password with the security team. B. Enable multi-factor authentication, MFA, for the root user. C. Create an access key for the root user. D. Keep the root user password consistent for compliance purposes. Correct answer, B. A company wants to improve its security and audit posture by limiting Amazon EC2 inbound access. What should the company use to access instances remotely instead of opening inbound SSH ports and managing SSH keys? A. EC2 key pairs. B. AWS Systems Manager Session Manager. C. AWS Identity and Access Management, IAM. D. Network ACLs. Correct answer, B. After selecting an Amazon EC2 dedicated host reservation, which pricing option would provide the largest discount? A. No upfront payment. B. Hourly on-demand payment. C. Partial upfront payment. D. Upfront payment. Correct answer, D. A company has refined its workload to use specific AWS services to improve efficiency and reduce cost. Which best practice for cost governance does this example show? A. Resource controls. B. Cost allocation. C. Architecture optimization. D. Tagging enforcement. Correct answer, B.